Okay, hello, hello. Good evening, everyone. This is Renee Liel, Lifestyle Director 4 with Opulence Global. And tonight, unfortunately, our host was not able to be on the call. So I'll be your host for this evening. Again, as always, it's so exciting to see everyone so soon, of course, at the grand opening here, of course, in Richmond Hill. And I hope that everyone, of course, has already, gotten their grand open tickets for that grand opening. And of course, don't forget the open house is open to everybody as well. So cannot wait, of course, to see all of you on the event this coming weekend. And of course, we'll be sharing many more announcements as we finish off today's call. And so again, this very special evening, we do have a very, very, very special gentleman who's going to honor us with this call this evening. Of course, this gentleman really needs no introduction, but of course, we must take the time to introduce this incredible speaker. And that, of course, is none other than our very own CEO and founder of the company, the gentleman who started this company 2005, in his basement, and since then, many head office openings, from the Ottawa one to the Toronto one. 2007 is when I got started. To the next, our previous beautiful, world-class showroom, and of course till the brand new one that we're all going to get a chance to partake in the unveiling of our world-class super headquarters, and that's this coming Friday. It was only a few days away. I know everyone is so excited, and of course, I'll make sure that you bring all of your guests, of course, to that event. But nonetheless, this gentleman here, of course, is the one who had founded this idea. He has, of course, been very successful at a very young age. He was a self-made millionaire before the age of 25. And how incredible is that? How many people do you actually know who became self-made millionaires before the age of 25? And not only that, but he has helped create dozens of other millionaires thanks to his guidance and his coaching. Of course, I give my thanks to him because I have made my success and my fortune because of what I have learned from this gentleman here today. He has numerous media business accolades across the globe, including, Ernst& Young Entrepreneur of the Year Award nominee, to being rated the top 2 comp plan experts in the world. Of course, to me, he's number 1 still. And just being featured on crazy business articles such as the Canadian Business Journal, the American Business Journal, and he's helped take this company to amazing branding, being seen on Toronto Film Festival, Golden Globes, the Emmy Awards. And of course, most importantly, he is a gentleman that has led this company for the past 20 years. And because of him, now millions upon millions of lives have been helped, have been changed, from whether it's better finances, whether it's better health, of course, or both health and wealth combined together. And it's a very, now I guess over 18 years of me being here, I treat this gentleman always as my mentor, my coach. I'm proud to be able to call him as a good friend of mine as well too. But more importantly, he has helped change my life in so many ways. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the one, the only, the CEO with the biggest heart of gold. Of course, none other than our CEO and founder, Mr. Ramin Mesgarlou. Hello, sir. Good evening. Welcome to the call. Hello, Ramin.
Hello, Renee. Thank you so much for that introduction. And all right, so what's going on with the attendance, guys? I mean, looking at here, and when we had the forensic calls, we had lots of attendance. This is the most exciting time in the last 15 years. We should have hundreds of people here. Nobody should be missing, especially when this call will help you to get to what's one of the most important things, which is QT. Like, look, guys, I'm going to share a story with you tonight. Very important story. Something I've been going through for the past 6 months. It's like going back to university and learning stuff, right? And I'm telling you, it's going to come back to this. You're either a pro or you're an amateur. It's that simple. You're either pro or you're an amateur. And listen, you personally would not deal with an amateur, would you? Right? If you want to get something done, would you be dealing with? I want the chat very active on the chat, right? I want to blow up the chat, guys. I want you to be very, very, very active. I want you to communicate. and love all the colors there. Appreciate that. So that's your customers. That's who you're talking to. They're looking at you. Are you a pro? Are you an amateur? And they look at that as okay, whether you present the product or whether you present the business, especially the business, people, you got to look like a pro, act like a pro, be a pro. And this Tuesday call is the one that gets you to be a pro. So you guys have to be on, and there's a bunch of people who are doing it, and you get to hear it over and over again. So you could become a pro. And the sooner you become a pro, the sooner you're going to start to touch the comp plan. Who wants to touch the comp plan, right? The comp has got all these little sexy places all over the place, and it's like the Price is Right, and you open that door number one, and open door number two, and the door number three, and there's all these things going on with variance, bonus, MGRS, card club, commission one, commission two, cycle three, the power cycle. There's all these things happening in the comp plan, and you got to open those doors. You got to compete. You got to just. And how do you do that? Well, you become a pro. So the comp plan is there for everyone, right? It's like anyone can run a marathon, right? Well, they can attempt it anyways. Anyone can attempt a marathon, but some people actually finish it. And what's the difference between the one that finishes it and the one that doesn't? Well, one is a pro. Do you just get up one day and say, I'm going to finish a marathon? No. Maybe I'll do 1 kilometer today. Then you won't call them 2 and they'll up to 5. So you know what? Maybe I should change my technique because because I don't know, maybe I should swing my arm better. There's actually technique. When you're running a long distance, it's different than when you're running short distance. There's techniques that you could implement on how you swing your arm and how the steps that you take and the way you breathe, and even running, something that's natural to us, right? The people who finish, they have techniques. So in our business, again, you become a pro, and you can't really explain it about. Of course, you get more skills and all that, and, your emotions, your confidence. Just what happens? It's the mindset. The minute you believe you deserve the comp plan because you know the comp plan, because you can describe it, you talk to enough people, you're good at doing presentations, you're good at training, inspiring people. The fact that inside you can do all of that, automatically doors open for you. Automatically people call you, say, I want to join your business. They'll just run into, hey, I want to buy your product. It's funny because whatever it is, the energy, the aura, whatever it is, the minute you're a pro, doors open. The old saying, when it rains, it pours. Because there's a momentum of emotions, in good and bad, towards that direction. On Tuesday is where you become a pro. I don't know why we don't have 200 people, because we should have everybody on a team who wants to be a QT, because that's where the money is. That's where you touch the comp plan. You can make money without touching the comp plan or touching parts of the comp plan. But if you want the big life, the opulence life, right, then you got to be a pro. And we made it easy. Not only you didn't have to make the training, we made the training. Not only you didn't have to find someone to teach you, we teach you here. We train you, we monitor you, we'll certify you. If you're not ready, you can watch someone else do it on this call week after week after week till you're ready to take on action. I'll tell you something. So I decided, I was out of the equity market for a long time, the stock market. Then I got on in 2018, 19, got on and I got in kind of heavy. Then I got into crypto investments in 2020, 21, Bitcoin stuff. And I got a like for it. I got a like for it that, because I get people, because I'm stubborn like that. If I want to get into something, I need to learn it. So I start searching all over YouTube, right? YouTube is my best friend for everything. And I found about 50 people who are really good at trading. So I started watching them like obsessively. And every time I tried, I lost. Every time I tried, I lost. It was bad. But I'm pretty stubborn. So I got about, I'd have to say, good 1,000 hours in. I mean, I wake up in the morning with videos I want to watch, and next time I go to sleep with videos I want to watch because I want to go to sleep with stuff, good stuff in my mind. And I've seen over the last 3 or 4 years, some of the people I used to follow, and they were doing like, here's like a $20,000 trade or $30,000 trade. Today they're doing 20 and $30 million trades. Same people. I've seen them grow. They start 20, 30,000 to 20, $30 million trades. And I'm looking, I said, oh man, it's incredible. Doing private jets and all this stuff, right? So I'm adamant to learn it. I watched about a good 1,000, maybe more hours worth of, probably more, videos, try to learn it. And in that long process, you know what I found about our business? In order to win in the trading business, you have to be forensic. That's what I found. You have to be forensic. So once you start listening to these masters of people who are complete celebrities in the trading world, and the other ones that are being interviewed, and they're like legends, and you listen to them and listen to them and listen to them, and after all that, I come back to my book, my own book that I wrote in 2000, in 1998, The Forensic Networker, because everything I'm telling you in that book, they're talking about in trading. And in trading, 97% of the traders lose money, 97% lose money, and 3% make some money. And you got the 1% that make a lot of money. And you got the 0.1% that become multimillionaires, right? So I said, tell what's the difference? And I started to look, and as I get into research, and I start to think, this is not much different than what I teach in forensic. And we're going to cover some of that today. Because I want you guys to go back to become forensic again. You need to become forensic. In 2008, I introduced forensic to Opulence. And we built a lot of six-figure income earners. We built some millionaires. We're going to go back into that. Because see, this game of business, the game of business is about, it's not supposed to be exciting. It's supposed to be boring. The game of winning, the game of making money, it's not supposed to be exciting. It's exciting when you win, when you get money, but the process isn't supposed to be exciting. It's supposed to be boring. Why? Because you do it over and over and over and over and over again. And those are the ones that get you the results. Sounds boring, but that's what the 0.1% do. They got a framework. They don't deviate from the framework. They've done it 10,000 times. But you know what? They know that's the framework. They do not deviate from it. And they're mentally ready and prepared. And then I'm listening to all these younger people in trading. As I wrote a book about this 20 somewhat years ago. So I want you guys to change your mindset about business. So I want to take you about some of the things. Now, on the workshop day, on Monday, I'm going to talk about this in detail. I'll be on the stage most of the day. And of course, we're going to spend also some time on the compensation plan. And of course, the new products, because, oh my God, this stuff is so beautiful. Like it's unbelievable. So, what did I find after putting 1,000 hours of training? People ask me, how do you become a pro in Opulence? About 100 hours. 100 hours. Okay. You make some money. How do you go pro? Because but that's not going to make you a millionaire. That just teaches you the business. You make some money because to be top 1%, you need more than trade skills. It's mental. It's your attitude, your mindset, it's all that stuff. So how long does that take? The industry mindset about 1,000 hours. About 1,000 hours. That's a long time, really. Well, let's see. 40 hours a week for 40 years. 16. What is that? So 40 hours a week for 60 years, 160 times 10. That's 1,600. I don't know. You put like I think 88,000 hours working and ending up broke on a pension. So no, 1,000 hours to be wealthy and rich is not a lot. It's not. You have to be 1,000 hours on day one, right? It just but you have to keep on evolving. Don't be the same. The biggest fear you should have, the biggest fear all of you, all of us should have is to remain the same. That we burn through a day that we haven't learned anything. The biggest fear is to remain the same. You go tonight, you brush your teeth, you look in the mirror, and you ask yourself a question. Did I learn anything today? Did I evolve today? Am I a better person today than I was yesterday? I'm not getting better as a person. I mean, it's nice that too, if you can constantly evolve there too, but most people are nice people. I'm talking about skills that were making you money financially, helping other people, right? So I honestly, I'm being 100% sincere about this. The last time I burned a day that I can say I didn't learn anything, I can't think of a day. I can't. There is not a day that goes by that I'm not on my YouTube picking up at least 10 to 20 videos a day. When I'm driving, I don't waste time driving. Driving, I'm listening to stuff. Wake up, listen to stuff. This morning, Jim Rohn, right? I mean, this stuff I'm constantly. I've got to get myself mentally prepared for the day. Constantly. I wrote in forensic. When you're fresh, you're ripe. When you're ripe, you rot. When you're fresh, you're ripe. When you're ripe, you rot. Gotta stay fresh. Gotta stay fresh every day. New stuff. So what the next. So I don't like money in trading. Stay forensic. Stay forensic. Here's just some of the things. And all of the stuff is in forensic. All of the stuff is for opulence. In trading. Have a DMO, right? Have a plan. Go. Have a plan that you do every day. We call it DMO, daily method of operation. So if you're a trader, the guy who makes millions has a plan. He doesn't just get out there, put the charts on, and let me say, I'm just going to go trade. No. They have a concrete plan that they execute. Same plan. They execute every single day. In forensic, we have these charts. We have these candidate lists. We have the DMO chart. What do? And it's got a bunch of stuff in it, from PR calls to follow-ups to callbacks to not interested to people who launch with you. Buy. Those charts are all there. You do that. I did those for 10 years when I was on the field as a distributor. I was full-time. One of the things I'm proud of is not the millions I made as a distributor, is that of the 14 years I was on the field, 12 years of it was full-time. 10 years of it, I made a 6-figure income. That's great longevity. That's a great track record. Why I created forensic was that I needed a system. If I didn't have a system, I just can't do things. That's not being a pro. There's no framework there. Because when you don't have a framework, I don't feel like doing this today, then you're off, right? Or you do a little bit, don't do all of it. See, I had a full plan. It's called forensic. We have a business plan. And my thing was I make 50 minimum on an average 50 calls a day at the end of the week. So it's what, 250. So no, did I every single day get 50? 95%, maybe 90%. Some days I didn't for some whatever reason. but some days I did 100. My average was always over 50. 10 straight years. Somebody would complain about that, saying, "No, that's boring." Yeah, okay. I'd rather be bored in a mansion driving a Bentley than not be bored and hope to be on a pension 40 years later. Let's be blunt about that, right? So these people go make 100 million, $200 million in trading. The framework they use is the framework you have in Forensic Networker. Almost identical, they just call it different things. Because you know what? The forensic was all about the top 1% in network marketing. Actually, 0.3% in network marketing. Because even the top 1% of millionaires, I categorize 2/3 of them not qualified. Can't do it again. Well, 0.3%. So I'm giving you what we did. I built 5, not 1, 5 multi-million-dollar business, 4 as a distributor. I just did the same thing over. So that's why what company, what product, over and over and over and over and over. Now you could do over and over doing nothing, but that's the result. Because a lot of people do over and over and over, but what the over and over, it's not productive. You're already doing over and over, but it's just not productive, right? We've given you the best company on the planet. You'll be so proud of this. I mean, people are blown away by this. I'm talking not Opulence people. Blown away by this. That's your company, right? So we're going to go back to forensic. We're going to need a DMO, something that you'll do 2-3 times if you're part-time, 5 days a week if you're full-time. That system was being there for 20 years. Second thing, no emotions. You see, people are afraid, oh, what if I get a no? And oh, he upset me. Oh, I got too excited over here. Like, no emotions. Nike says what? Just do it. Right? We smile and die, smile and die. And that thinking turns into action, that action turns into result. And in our industry, when you make a call and when you speak to somebody, and when you give them a proposal, whether it's for the product, for the business, one of the 3 things will happen. Guaranteed. One of the 3 things. They become buy the product, they become a distributor, or they're not interested. Those are 3 results. They're all good results. Where you falter is not on those 3, even if they're not interested. Where you falter is where you're not strong enough to get at one of those 3 answers. If somebody says, well, call me back next week, that is a failure. Because those people drag you along forever. I'm not saying you're going to close everybody on the call, number 1, no. But you should, you want to try really, really hard to get a yes or no. So, because there's so many people you still need to reach out to. But no emotions. Well, I don't like to be rejected. I don't like to be rejected either. I didn't want like to be rejected either. The question then becomes, okay, what's the path to the life that I want? The path that I want is behind the rejections. Okay, and boom, I'm going right through it. The path, the life that I want is behind the negative emotions that I'm feeling, the fear, the tiredness, the busyness, the stress. The life that I want is behind all of those things. That's why it's not too many people cross it. For the ones that do, collect the gold. Collect the gold. So a lot of people in your team, they'll come in and they just buy the product, they love it, which is fantastic. We have lots of customers. But some people come into the business and they kind of, a lot of them don't commit, right? They don't commit. Well, you get a lot of those, you move up the comp line, you touch the comp line. They don't, right? They don't. The reason why people can become millionaires or multi-millionaires, whether it's in trading or whether it's in MLM or opulence, is because a few are willing to do what most are not willing to do. If that's no motivation for you to pull away from the most, I don't know what is, right? Forensic is all about this. I'm a tough coach. Forensic is a tough course. And so people who've been to a forensic seminar, they never miss one. It's like 3 days of brain pounding information. Imagine me on the stage for 12 hours a day, pounding your brains. You'd be mush, like, but it will change you for life. People have told me for 20 somewhat years, well, after forensic, they're not the same person. For the better, for the better. In their life, not just in our business. So no emotions. Have a plan. Because when you have a plan, see, in forensic, it's a DMO, right? 50 calls, right? Of 50 calls, it could be 10 different results. Just make the 50 calls. That's your plan. You don't think about who said what, go fly a kite, this is a scam. No, you don't think about that. Make 50 dialings. That's it. And when you do the 50 dialings a day, oh, that's 75% you won't even touch anyways because they're not even there. From the ones you actually make a contact with, some of them, about 20% have a chance to talk to you, or the 20%, they get on the presentation, 50% say yes. So basically, part-time for forensic is 40 dialings. This is all scientific. 40 dialings get you one buying customer or one distributor. So right away, okay, so I have to dial 40 times. Most will not answer the phone because they're not there. But every 40 gets me one. Okay, that's the plan. So you wake up in the morning, boom, you're just smiling, dying. I gotta knock these 40s out. Gotta knock this 40s out. Gotta knock this 40s out. Jim Rohn says it interesting. He says, I would call people, Jim Rohn, I would say, listen, I have a business that 7 out of 10 people reject, but 3 accept, but 7 out of 10 people reject. And I'm calling you because I want to get through my 7s right away so I can get to my 3. So the prospect would say, what makes you think I'm for the 7? Maybe I'm for the 3. And so, right? So this is it. You got to get your 40 out. Get your 40 out. Throw the proposal out there. Have a plan. Right? Leave the emotions out of it completely. Doesn't matter what the result is, good or bad. They could buy an LADE, they could say go fly a kite. It doesn't matter. One is better than the other, but it doesn't matter because both of them are irrelevant. One is better than the other, but they're both relevant. You got to put in your time, 5, 10 years. You got to put in your time, and what you're looking for, what you're looking for, is the comp plan. You want to touch the comp plan like Renee's done, like so many people have done. You got to get your 40 out. You got to get your 40 out. You got to have a system, and this can be called forensic networker. Because when you have a system, you don't worry about the result. I would say forensic, be process oriented. Get the stuff done. Don't be end result oriented. This is exactly the opposite of sales training. Sales training is about end result, end result, end result. Yeah. See, if you want to sell something, it's a hard sell, like it's a one-time sell. Yeah, okay. You gotta be result oriented, right? That's not what we do in this industry. That's not what we do in this business, in this company. In this company, we build the relationships and we want them to stay with us forever. Forever. How long is forever? A long time. A long time. We bring a lot of value and solutions to the world. Why wouldn't they stay with us for a long time? Why? We have a lot of solutions. Look how many tens of thousands of people, if not hundreds of thousands of people, we helped during the pandemic. People told me all over the world. I felt amazing just being on that for, right? So have a system, follow the system, and don't worry about the results. It's also not about winning. Like it's same thing with what we do. It's not really about winning. It's about following a system, no matter how bored you get. Because in trading, they do the same thing over and over again. They're up night and day. They once you do well, they make a lot of money. Like gosh, imagine $30 million bet, right, on something that could go boom in like minutes, right? So, but if you don't want to lose, get liquidated, you stick to the framework and you do not deviate. This is real money, right? That's what opulence is. This is what forensic is. If it's not boring for you, it can't win. If it's not boring for you, you're not good at it. You know why? Because if it's not boring for you, you haven't done it enough. Because if you've done it enough, then you're bored of it. If you've done it enough, you're really, really good. But if you're not bored of it, you haven't done it. So keep doing it till you get so bored of it that you can do it with your eyes closed. Again, Jim Rohn talks about this too. He says, keep doing it. Everyone's got different averages. Maybe my average is a little bit better than yours. Maybe yours is a little bit than mine. But I know I can improve my averages by keep doing it. If I did it more than you, doesn't matter if your averages are better than mine. Say your average is every two people, every three people. Like let's just say you get one, right? And my average every three I get one. You get two, right? So your average is twice as good as mine. But if I do twice as much work as you do, I can beat you, right? It's just effort. Keep doing it over and over and over again. Here's another thing too. Understand the market doesn't owe you anything. People say, I've been doing MLM for 30 years. I haven't got that one yet. My one. Right? It's funny. This stuff came from trading. And I'm looking at this, oh man, this is so us. Like this is so us. What does that tell you? Every industry is the same. Every industry has the same challenges. Every industry has the same problems. At the end of the day, we deal with human beings. Doesn't matter what industry, you're dealing with a person. So these techniques work in every industry. So the people who knows these principles we're talking about, so once you know these principles over and over again, to a point that you're bored at it, then you can't fail. It doesn't bother you to get on the phone, do your DMO because you're not afraid of the emotion side of it, right? You're bored at it anyway. You're bored, you're dialing, get your 40 out, get your 40 out, get your 40 out, you're popping out ones, the other end. Right? Like Renee's 18 years I've painted this guy. 18 years every Tuesday. So we paint this man 5 times a month, now 6. Because actually no, now 9, because they also get paid on Fridays. Right? Now we got the commission boost on Fridays. So we pay this man 9 times, and we pay a lot of you guys a month. That's a nice. I just realized that 9 times he gets paid 9 times. I gotta call down, remove some of those payments from you guys. You guys get paid too many times. Anyway, so keep doing the things over and over and over and over again. Understand the market doesn't owe you anything, right? It's all about you doing the same things over and over again. You want to shelf your ego part aside. I can tell you 2 stories about that. There's a guy named John Solidar who was my upline, my first company. I was 20. He was a top guy. When they got into network marketing in 1990, he was already making $120,000 a month. When I first got in at age 20, he was already making $120,000 a month. So we became good friends because I'm a wrestler, he's a wrestler, so we got along well. I was talking to him about him 2 weeks ago. So he's been doing this a long time. And he's in his 60s or whatever. He's still an athlete. So I said, John, he's made, I don't know, 30 million, maybe more in this industry. I said, John, how many calls do you do a day? He said about 15, 17 calls a day. 17 calls a day. He's a top guy in that company. So yeah. So tell me what the calls. I says, well, about 7, 8, 10 of them is my people, I'm training, whatever. And I'll do the rest is maybe 5 or 6 of them doing 3-way calls with my people's prospects. And then 2, 3, I'm making follow-ups on my own prospects. I said, John, you're the number 1 guy in this company. It's a $200 million company. And you're making, 100 grand a month. You actually still get on the call with prospects and your own. And other people says, yeah, every day. That's all I do every day. No egos. This is what you got to get rid of the ego. Ego is the enemy of the comp plan. I had a meeting with someone a few days ago. So we went on this super yacht. I brought him there and got him my McLaren. He's a top guy with another company. I've known him for 30 years. Well, we know of each other for 30 years. I've always been the top in my place. He's the top in his place. He's with a very large company that you guys know very, very well. And so we're kind of bonding. It's one of the Dr. Henry's prospects. So we spend a lot of time together. He said something to me. He said there is a guy that I know, which is the number one guy in another company, but I've known for 30 years. He knows me as well. He's been calling me twice a day to get me to switch into his company. I said, he is calling you twice a day? He says, yep. His follow-up is phenomenal. He said, I don't like his company. But his follow-up is phenomenal. And I know that guy, he's made about $30 to $40 million in this industry. Ow. Put the ego away. Shelf it. Follow up with everyone all the time. Put it in the chat. Everyone all the time. You are not too good for anyone. Just, hey, tell everybody. You got a good prospect, get them on the phone with me. I want to talk to them. Yeah, I want to talk to them. If John Solidar can be on the calls 15 to 17 times a day, he's mid-60s or whatever, he's only made 30, 40 mil, maybe more, maybe more. And he doesn't have to be on the call. He gets paid. I think he makes 80 grand a month, I think still. He gets paid. And he does 15 to 17 calls a day. Somebody would say, well, that's a lot of work. Not really. First of all, being on the phone, that's not hard. You always do your phone anyway. Except you do junk stuff, right? Social media, whatever, right? But if you could have his check, 80 grand a month, for 30, for maybe 40 years for him, if you could make 80 grand a month for 40 years, would you mind getting on the phone 15 times a day? Hey, you be driving a McLaren and making those calls. You'll be in your penthouse on the ocean making those calls, taking the breeze. You'll be on your yacht, with pina colada making those calls. I love this industry. I've seen so many ordinary people become extraordinary. No one can change my mind about the potential of this industry. I just know too many people. I just seen too much. No one can change my mind about the potential of this industry. But it's like the trading thing where you got the top whatever percent that work till they're bored. And the rest, they want exciting things. So keep trying different things or different methods, different companies, different products. Like, exciting is not success. Because that means if you're exciting to you, you haven't done enough of it yet. You're not getting good at it yet. How do you become successful at something you're not even good at something? Right? So here's another thing that I heard the other day. I hadn't heard this one in a long time. This is not from the trading thing. I heard this actually from this other guy. He said something that we used to use when I was on the field, and I haven't used. I love this old MLM terminologies. I mean, it's just cool. I haven't used this terminology because I'm corporate, so I don't use. But if you're the field leader, I love this type of terminologies. That guy, he's a great racehorse. He's a racehorse. That means he's going fast, right? He's going, these are the runners. These are the runners. I absolutely love those. Because when I was on the field, I was the racehorse. I was the runner. I was the one that never stopped. And I remember he brought me to his home. It's a nice big home, pool, all this stuff. And he took me in the basement. And the exciting thing for me wasn't the house or anything. It was the stuff on the wall. As I went to Renee, you need to go see this guy. Because he had all these big things on the wall, hundreds of pictures from conventions and him on the stage and his people, and these are the stuff that I used to do. It's just the team bonding and all the stuff. If you don't have these things on your home, in your office, everywhere around you, you're not bonded with your people. You're just not bonded with your people. In my library, I have all these magazines of all my past, and all this. I document everything. You hear me talk about have a dream book, which means you take everything from Opulence and every picture you could ever take and every article you could ever find and keep compiling this beautiful book. And this, when we talk to your prospect, you got story after story after story, not just a tour, story after story after story, because people buy stories. People love storytellers, right? Not the boring PowerPoints, tell stories. They're PowerPoints that would tell stories. Ace, let's go. Ace is good too. In our yeah, that word ace. Oh, he's an ace. Yeah, that's true. That's one of the ones as well. It's one of the ones as well. Every member of your team, let's say, consider that they're runners, right? They could be. They're not. They could be. Fuel them. Fuel them with love. And how about this? Why don't you follow up on your first and second generation plus all the sparks in your team twice a day? I love it. So guess what I start doing? So he's hearing from me twice a day now, the same guy. So except how's he hearing? Say, here's another video. Check this out. Hey, how's Denver? Good, how's the weather? Good. Here, check this one out. So I'm sending stuff out. What a fantastic. I mean, it's really nice. I miss being on the field. Because when I was on the field, I was always thinking, how many prospects I have? Who can I contact right now? Every minute, who can I call right now? Whether that was a prospect or it was some follow-up or it was a racehorse, horse race and racehorse, and then a runner or ace, right? Who can I follow up with right now? Amazing. So shoot for the big comp plan income, guys. You want to touch the comp plan, but the key is your focus on the daily is you need to make a certain amount of hits. Those hits could be appointments made, could be products sold, could be renewals that happened, could be smart buys that you got through, could be presentations, could be launches. And 40 gets you one, right? Get your 40 out. So keep throwing the ones out on the other end. Next thing you know, you've got momentum going. If you're doing your 40, I'm telling you, some of your people are watching you, they're getting their 40 out. If you don't have a system, they don't have a system. You don't go anywhere. Do you see the difference between a pro and amateur? A pro works a system to boredom. That means they're so good at it, right? And the amateur, they want something new. They want something exciting because they're bored. They think the prospect who's never heard the story, they think they're bored. No, it's boring to you. It's not boring to your customers. It's not boring to your distributors or your prospects. Anyways, so a lot's going to happen in this company. I love where we're at. On Monday, I'm going to be doing a very detailed training about this stuff. Plus, we're going to pounce all over the comp plan. I want to make sure that you guys know exactly how to touch every part of the comp plan. You should get paid 9 times a month. So let me ask you a question then. You don't have to answer it. How many times do you get paid a month? Do you hit 9 times? If you are, good for you. You should be getting paid 9 times a month. Every Tuesday is your commissions. Every Friday is your commission boost. And once a month on the 15th, you get your car club, you get your MGRS, and all the other stuff. So let's go. Good for you for saying not yet. Good for you. But you got to get there. You got to get there. Let's go, Monica. 9 times. I mean, think about it. Friday comes, you don't get paid. You should be thinking, I didn't get paid. Right? Right? I mean, if Tuesday comes, you'll get paid. You're like, I missed payday. How is that even acceptable? How is that even a thing? For some of you guys saying, yeah, that's true, but I didn't even know there was a payday on Friday. Ah, then that's why you got to be on these calls on Tuesday. Because you're on these calls on Tuesday. If you're a QT, you'd know. If you're a QT, you'd know. So don't miss these calls, guys. Let's open up the calls. Let's see who wants to share something. By all means, if you something triggered you, you want to share with the world. If you're gonna be a horse race, racehorse, horse, yeah, racehorse. I can't even get it. If you're a racehorse, just say I'm a racehorse. If you're a runner, say I'm a runner. If you're an ace, or gonna be, say I'm one. So if you want to open the lines and if you want to share, by all means, our fearless hostess.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you so much, Ramin. We
Oh,
have some
host.
replies coming in here, of course, right away. And people are saying, like from Faduma, on my way. Emoji Dylan says, I love payday. I think she's also another person that gets paid like 9 times in a month, which is
Yeah.
fantastic. Marie Christine Soulmate, who's also coming to our event, she's a racehorse and a runner. And so Maria Baptiste says,
The
runner.
biggest compliment you can get, by the way, in MLM, I'm a racehorse, right? That's the biggest compliment you can get in MLM.
And you always say that, you always mentioned before how you never want to be overworked by anyone in your team because if you can lead by that example, you're going to create a multi-million dollar business. And for myself to this very day, I refuse to be known as someone who works any lesser than my team does. If I can set that bar really, really high and they can follow that bar, that's how you unlock massive incomes as well too. So
It's hard to beat you. I mean, you like you work the way I do, and I'm honestly, guys, follow him because look how Hudson has is working right now, right? You can see some people never stop, and trust me, we love what we do. We love what we do, and if you tell if you tell Renee that, hey, how about if you could take double your free time and give up what you're doing, he would say no, right? Because we love what we do. Not to mention, no way I'm gonna give up that income, right? So even if you didn't love what you do, you want the income, but we actually love what we do. There's so many ways you got to come crossover and keep doing what you are doing over and over again. That's not productive. Come on our side, you're gonna have a lot more fun. You become a leader, a better person. You become a lot more of you, the edification, the leadership, just all the charisma, everything that comes with it. It's beautiful.
And just to add to that, whenever I travel across different countries and helping our teams, it's just an amazing sense of gratitude and just honor and privilege when people thank you for your traveling. They just, they welcome you with flowers and gifts, and they're just so pumped to see you. And more importantly, you start hearing stories of so many lives just being changed. It could be the smallest thing or the biggest thing, but just that part is addictive. Just getting that amount of praise and thanks and gratitude from people that you may have spoken to 10 years ago. I think as to into you're saying, if you truly love what you do, you never have to work a day in your life. And I don't feel like I'm ever actually working. I mean, of course, I was on the yacht yesterday and I sold a family pack, but it just comes naturally, right? It comes naturally. And so I see other people here with some more comments. Ramin Faduma here says more than 9 times a month. That's my vision. And of course, more thank you from the team. And so, I know that you are extremely, extremely busy, yet you took the time still out of your insane schedule. I mean, you're literally around the clock, yet you're here with us today.
Actually, I have to leave now because our director of sales, Rico from Philippines, is arriving at 10:30 tonight. And at 9:30,
Oh,
my office manager from Thailand, Nat and Minat, they're arriving at 9:30. So I'm going to the airport now to get them. So I went to bring the Rolls Royce to get them, but they had like 6 suitcases. So I
wow.
said, "You gotta get them with style." Like, I mean, we have pickup trucks and stuff. And I said, "How do we get them?" So I called my friend Kevin. I said, "Kevin, you got your Cyber Beast truck, a Cyber truck?" Yeah, yeah. Because that takes a lot of. It's good because that's big enough. We can put them in, and then it has spot and it looks really
It's
cool.
yeah, it's
So
massive
they're
too.
gonna be picked up with Cyber Truck.
Wow. They've always seen it. They've never been to one before too. And again, that's what we're talking about here, folks. Is being in Opulence, people just experience things that they've never experienced before. And of course, you take such good care of our team in Asia and your all of your employees as well too. They all love you as well too. And so what, if you think of going, we'll let you go here. I'll cover the rest of the announcements that we have here. But again, just a special thank you from all of us for taking your time. You didn't have to do this call. I could have done it for you, but you're here with us, and that's why we love you so much. You're the CEO with the biggest heart of gold. And so, Ramin, you get going. Drive safe, please. Please, I might give you a call and just say hello to, of course, Mina and Enrico. I am taking them, by the way, to Niagara Falls. I think it's next Tuesday. We booked it
There
for a
you go,
nice.
done.
They take such good care of me in Asia. I want to return the favor for them. Have them just kind of get more of a wow factor, as you always talk about.
That's
So.
fantastic, Renee. See what you're doing right now. That one gesture, it means a world to them. It's fun to do, anyways. It's nice to spend time, But a lot of people miss all this great opportunity, the greatest part of their MLM, be able to spend this one-on-one time with their team and their travel time.
Absolutely.
It's so much more here.
So that being said, thank you everyone, folks. Have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. Of course, I'm gonna be retiring to my chambers. Of course, I will see you all very soon. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Cannot wait. Keep on inviting, and we'll see all of you, of course, on this coming Friday grand opening. Okay, good night, everybody. Take care. To the billion.